Hello, welcome to Fair Lady of Loch Tarot. Thank you for joining me. Today we will be using the King of Wands card to draw us into the question of what is your intuition trying to tell you? And in that light, not only did I choose some crystals intuitively, but I allowed my son to also aid me in following his intuition to choose crystals for each pile that might be of assistance. Okay, so pile number 1, we have the Universal Celtic Tarot with the gabbro, otherwise known as mystic merlinite, and the lavender rose quartz. Pile number 2, we have the Everyday Witch Tarot with the blue rose quartz and the rainbow fluorite. Pile number 3, we have the Steampunk Tarot with the Tiffany stone, the thunder sodalite, and the jet crystal. And pile number 4, we have the Rider Tarot with the septarian and the green aventurine. Okay, so choose your pile or piles, asking yourself, what is my intuition trying to tell me that I need to listen to? All right, and then I will see you in your piles. Bye. If you chose pile number 1 with the Universal Celtic Tarot, the gabbro or mystic merlinite stone, and the lavender rose quartz, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. And today we are using the King of Wands to draw us into the question, what is my intuition trying to tell me? Okay, and you know, with the King of Wands, we're dealing with passion and power and all the things that come with it, but a big component of that is your intuition, honing it, listening to it, allowing it to guide you. Okay. You know, and it's hard to trust our intuition. It's not easy. You know, it's one of those things that we have to learn to do, train ourselves to do. It's one of those things that we tend to have a lot of doubt about. And I think a lot of that stems from partly our internal talk, right? You know, we are our worst critics on the inside. You know, sometimes we ask ourselves, can I really trust myself? You know, can I really trust what I'm thinking or feeling about this issue in this moment? And so a lot of intuitive blocks stem from that. So today we're going to try and overcome those blockages and use the cards and listen to our intuition. So while I am using my intuition and while I am listening to the spirits, the ancestors, and the divine and the message they have, I'd like for you to do the same, okay? Allow your intuition to guide you in receiving messages that may be meant just for you, because this is a collective reading for multiple people, okay? All right, and we're going to start with these cards here. So very first thing we have is the card of Temperance, okay? And temperance quite often has to do with patience, with time, balance, grounding. And as you can see in this card, this woman is very powerful indeed. And she is grounded in the 4 elements of earth, water, fire, and air, as you can see. Okay? So one of the messages that I'm getting here is that your intuition is trying to tell you, one, that you are far more powerful than you realize. Okay? There is a lot of power in this card. A lot of power. The other is that in order for you to access and understand this power, it must be done in a loving, patient, and grounded way. Okay? So as you're exploring your inner depths and you're getting to know yourself better on a deeper level, your intuition is wanting you to accept, one, very much that you are far more powerful than you think, and two, that anything you do with that power must be grounded, okay? It must be grounded in earth, water, air, and fire. It must be grounded in love, all right? And that message of love as well as earth energy is very much backed up by this 6 of Pentacles, okay? With the 6 of Pentacles, not only is it having enough to take care of yourself, but also having enough to take care of others. It oftentimes represents charity, giving, generosity, okay? In a love reading, this can represent that the partner you are waiting for, one of the signs for them for showing up is that they are a generous and loving, kind spirit, okay? And an intuitive reading, this is them saying not to worry, okay, about finances. You're protected, you are taken care of. As long as you are doing what you need to do, it will be all right. It is also a call to be generous, okay, to be grateful for the many blessings that you have of house, home, family, the earth itself, and to share with those who do not have those things, okay? So take this message as it resonates with you, all right? But this is an intuitive message about generosity, all right? And sometimes it can be a call to be more generous with yourself, right, in your inner space. The 6 of Swords, which we have 2 6s here, is about letting go and moving on, okay? So anything that does not serve you, anything that does not build you up, okay, needs to be let go of. And swords are about air, they're about thought, okay? So when you're dealing with the swords, you're usually dealing with your own internal thoughts, okay? And in this deck, the Universal Celtic Tarot, this boat carries a deceased loved one that is being taken over to Avalon. And you see the ladies of the lake there, okay? There's a King Arthur vibe, absolutely, from the tales here. I also get here that passing over may be the end of one thing, but it is the beginning of another, okay? So releasing things like grief, I'm getting here, releasing negative thought patterns, because those negative thought patterns, see that clouded mist, it keeps you from seeing what's beyond? Negative thought patterns do that with the mind. They keep you from seeing your true worth, your true potential, okay? So, release what does not serve you. Your intuition is very much asking you to release what does not serve you and let it go. Okay? And then with the Page of Cups, that release, that acceptance of who you are, brings about a new emotional beginning. It's like you're a student of yourself, a student of your own emotions, right? And you have the salmon of knowledge here, with Fionn here in the water. And cups are very much about water and emotions, okay? But combined with this salmon of knowledge, it is about understanding your emotions, embracing them, learning how to live with them, learning how to use them to your best benefit, okay? So become a student of yourself, of your inner space, of your emotional self, okay? And with the Seven of Swords, there is a bit of a warning to not allow yourself or anyone else to deceive you. You know, we can lie to ourselves. We can be lied to about who we really are. We tend to judge ourselves very harshly in our internal space, right? Our thoughts tend to be very negative towards ourselves. We can be very generous towards others, but we don't use that same generosity with ourselves. And there is definitely a call here with this Six of Pentacles and this Six of Swords and then this Seven of Swords, to not be deceived by that inner voice, that negative inner voice that says you can't, or the doubts that riddle your mind, okay? Remember, letting that go, understanding who you truly are, okay? And they want to let you know that you're protected while you do this, okay? All right? Now, with the Nine of Swords, we are dealing with a situation of, to some degree, self-entrapment, okay? Because of the thoughts of the mind with the swords there. This can also be a card representing a battle or struggle with depression, anxiety. And if that is the case, please do get the assistance that you need, okay? But I'm also getting here that, and this won't be for everyone, but somewhere here in the collective at some point is going to watch this, and they are going to be one of those people on this earth that have the gift of seeing things other people can't see. Okay? And sometimes it's a gift, sometimes it feels more like a curse than a gift, but it is a gift, it is an ability, it is it's something that's part of your destiny, part of your purpose here on this earth, okay? And while being able to see things that other people cannot see may at times make you feel like you're crazy, may at times cause issues with depression or anxiety or doubting oneself and doubting one's intuition. Once again, they're urging you to let go that negative talk inside of your mind. Do not give weight to the judgment of others. Okay? And listen to your intuition when it comes to this gift, to this ability. Okay? It's not an easy gift. It can be a burden at times. But it also can be used to protect yourself and others within your sphere. Okay? It can allow you to be a guardian of souls of sort when you see things other people cannot. Okay? So there's an urging here to reframe how you think about your gifts and abilities. Okay? And the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay? Now, this is urging you to not mourn the past, to not hold on to the past, because your place, your destiny is in the present and in the future. Okay? Taking one step at a time, leaving behind all that does not serve you, and stepping into who you were meant to be. Okay? So don't mourn it, don't hold on to it, just release it and let it go. Okay? And that will bring you into this beautiful new energy. I mean, look at the light coming through the stones. Look at the beauty, the serenity, the sacred energy that exists when the light touches the stones here. Is that not just stunningly beautiful? You know, it's okay to pause and just sit in that energy for a while if that's what you need to do for yourself, okay? This Ace of Pentacles is a new, grounded, powerful earth energy, okay? Pentacles deal with the material things, the earth itself, wealth, your household, your health, okay? But in this particular card, there is such a sacred power that comes from this. Such a strong sacred power that comes from being balanced with the earth, as you can see here, with the water that is symbolized here, with fire with the light, and air with the sky. That balanced energy that we started this reading off, that power and that balanced energy are echoed here, but with such a striking power that it hits me right in the heart chakra. I mean, this is just stunning, okay? This is beauty with a purpose. This is life with a purpose. And this is what your intuition is trying to tell you. Step into your power. Do the shadow work. Release what does not serve you. And step into this beautiful, powerful, grounded energy for your future. Okay? I'm seeing beautiful gifts. Someone here that is going to hear this is someone who possesses beautiful, amazing gifts, and they are meant to use them. It is part of your path, part of your purpose, part of your destiny. Okay? And by doing that, just having that energy out there in the world, it changes the world into something more beautiful. Okay. Usually I would draw you an oracle card right now, but I'm being drawn to actually read you your crystals first, okay? So we're going to look at the gabbro, otherwise known as mystic merlinite. Okay, so the indigo gabbro helps with the shadow self, okay? It unveils spiritual truth, aids in healing, protection, psychic abilities. It increases intensity of other crystals, so it's very good to use with any other crystals that you'd like to work with, okay? It transmutes negativity, and it works specifically with the root chakra, okay? I think this will be an invaluable stone for you to have in your collection and to work with the energies of it. I'm sure you can get this in many different places. I got this palm stone through the Mineral Mushroom during one of their in-person shows that they have. But you can find them on TikTok and at their website, the Mineral Mushroom, I think it's .store, okay? And then with that love energy we were feeling, there was such a strong love energy with that in the beginning of the card there. We have the lavender rose quartz. This aids in universal unconditional love, emotional healing, calming, soothing. It aids in the growth of self-love, which we definitely see is needed here. It aids in forgiveness, not only of others, but of yourself. It aids in acceptance. It helps to clear emotional blockages. It aids in tranquility, enhances relationships, and it works with the heart chakra, okay? So the root and the heart chakra were represented here to be worked with in this reading, okay? All right, so we will do an oracle message from the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. This helps with healing processes, encouragement. I just dropped a bunch on the floor, but it's telling me they're not for you. They just wanted to get to this one. So, number 10, Archon Barbello. Archon Barbello. So let's read that. This deck is good for anyone going through shadow work. It's very useful for that. Your biology and gender are creative and powerful means for you to express your soul path. Sometimes you may feel limited by gender constraints or stereotypes, but your spirit can never be restricted or controlled. Embrace the journey of what it feels like to be you in your own body. There is much benefit and healing to be gained through an embrace of your life journey, including the deeper experience of the absolute freedom of your spirit. Okay? And I was getting what I call all-mother energy, that primordial creative energy from your reading here, and this backs it up because the Archon Barbello is an angel, goddess, divine mother, and sacred space. She is mysterious and powerful. Okay? So tap into that energy, lean into that energy. It doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine in the way you lean, male or female, it does not matter, but tap into this energy here. And there's a healing invocation here that I'm going to read for you, okay? And if you'd like, and you can say it as you do your shadow work. I call upon the luminous wisdom, grace, and love of our spiritual mother and spiritual father united in the light of Archon Barbello. I accept the gift of this body, mind, and soul. For the spiritual benefits of all beings, I ask for healing, protection, and guidance. May all beings recognize their true spiritual nature and find happiness and freedom through their authentic spiritual journey. Okay? That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Repeat that as many times as you need to, okay? And I hope that I feel your energies again in the future for future readings, because this is a beautiful, beautiful energy that I know is going to grow and come into its own. And that's going to be absolutely beautiful to see and to witness. And the All-Mother energy, the All-Father energy combined together here, it's so powerful. It is powerful enough to change the world. Okay? So be you, and we will all be better for it. All right? Remember, you are beautiful. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. Okay? You are loved more than you'll ever know. And you have the strength to do what is necessary. All right? Listen to your intuition. It will guide you. Love you. Bye. Hello. If you picked pile number 2 with the Everyday Witch Tarot, the blue rose quartz, and the rainbow fluorite, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. Today, we are using the King of Wands to ask the question, what is our intuition trying to tell us? Okay? And so, they've given you quite a lot of cards here today. So we're going to start with these, and we're going to try and put them in the order that they fell out in, okay? As best we can. I believe they'll be in whatever order they're meant to be in, so. Okay. Now, listening to our intuition can be difficult. We can be filled with doubts, uncertainties, and so sometimes it requires us to go deep within and work on our internal space, what causes us to doubt ourselves, and deal with those root issues so that we can dig deeper and trust our intuition. But it's a learned thing, you know. While we have intuition naturally, and we follow it when we're younger without so much self-doubt, but as we get older, we have to unlearn some of that doubt so that we can listen to our intuition. And we're going to try and get through some of those blockages here today. So this reading starts off with the Five of Wands. And in the Everyday Witch Tarot, this Five of Wands, as you can see, has 5 witches and 5 cats, and they're disputing and arguing about, in this particular case, whether frogs go in the spell or how many frogs go in the spell. So they're bickering about ingredients, right? So there could be a disagreement in your life. And since this is wands, it could be a disagreement about spirituality. It could be a disagreement about, there's that expression, too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Too many people on a project that disagree with each other. A family dispute. Anything in your life that causes a bit of conflict, right? But with the wands, it specifically deals with spirituality, power, intuition. It's a fire energy, so there may be internal conflict within yourself also about spirituality and what path you want to take and whether what you're feeling is the right path or not. So I'm getting a message here about your intuition attempting to aid you in this, okay? Attempting to aid you in overcoming that conflict within to find your path, your spiritual path, okay? Now, if you are one where this card is talking about a disagreement within your family or something like that, then the answer will come through for that as well, okay? So listen to your intuition and let it guide you on the path that is meant for you here, okay? But I'm getting a strong message about someone in conflict, either with an outside party or within themselves, about a spiritual matter. Okay? Excuse me, I'm having some frogs. Well, that's kind of funny, there were frogs in that card. But the next card, we have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune is like fate, destiny, purpose, fortune, luck also, okay? And in this wheel, as you can see, it is pointing towards a house. So for those of you that are having a family disagreement, okay, beside the house, you see a heart for love, okay, and you see a cauldron full of money. And most disputes within a household or family are either emotional or material. We all fall prey to worrying about money. That's about as old as money itself. And emotions are as old as people. So, but one of the best things about this is that they can be worked through. Neither one is insurpassable. Both are manageable. Both can be worked through, okay? So put your family, your household, yourself, okay? Put those things as your priorities and allow your heart and your intuition to guide you, okay, to healing this rift, okay? The same can be said of any of you who are having a spiritual conflict, whether with others or within yourself. Allow love to be the thing that guides you. What is the most loving path that helps you to heal that inner space, okay? Now, if you share a household with someone who does not share your spiritual beliefs, and you lack the money to find a different arrangement, once again, you need to call on that love, that understanding, okay? That deep, abiding, unconditional, universal love energy needs to be tapped into to help you get through that situation, okay? And then education, knowledge, taking care of business by knowing what you're talking about, understanding your beliefs and what you're thinking about so that you can better explain it to others who might in turn come to a realization of their own, okay? Because we are all here to learn lessons. And sometimes when we are in conflict with others, sometimes it has nothing to do with us. Sometimes it is simply that individual learning a lesson, okay? So don't internalize the argument, okay? Be able to be strong in your own foundation. With this King of Cups, it's like I tell my children, know yourself, okay? Know yourself so well that when somebody else comes in and tries to be destructive, that they cannot shake you. That internal foundation cannot be broken, all right? Know yourself so well. Love yourself so well. Know that you are loved with absolutely no doubt, with such strength that it doesn't matter what anyone else comes in and says or does, okay? While no man is an island, as we see on this card here with this King of Cups on this island, you can be your own island internally, okay? Yes, be grounded in the present, have an eye for the future, a respect for the past, but let go whatever does not serve you. Allow no one the power to break you, okay? Stand firm. Know yourself so well. Accept yourself. Love yourself. Okay? That is key. While we all grow in our minds, we all can change, absolutely. When it comes to your foundations, how you view yourself, your emotional space, be strong. Have no doubts. Love yourself. Live in joy. Okay? That's a strong message coming through here. All right? With the Three of Wands, you've chosen a path and you've set forth on it, leaving behind what does not serve you and taking action upon that which does. Okay? This is a stance of power. It is a stance of knowledge. It is a stance of acceptance. And then taking action upon that. That's a really nice, straightforward message with that one. Okay? And with the world, when you've accepted who you are, when you've stepped into who and what you were meant to be, there is a sense with the world of completion, of wholeness, of harmony. Okay? And joy. Look at the joy and the freedom there. The freedom in knowing who you are. And listening to your intuition requires you to know who you are and what you're capable of, okay? And with this Empress energy, we have abundance, fertility, love, compassion. This is that beautiful all-mother goddess energy, okay? That primordial, creative, mother of all, loves all, accepts all, nurtures all, including oneself. Okay? Beautiful abundance. Okay. While shadow work can be a bit exhausting, it can be a bit overwhelming, it doesn't hold its punches, right? It's worth it in the end. You will be victorious. Okay? So don't give up and hold firm. All right? Keep going. And on the other side, the Two of Cups. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. That soulmate, partnership, union energy. Okay? And quite often in a reading, this means with someone else, a lover, a friend, a family member. Okay? But I'm getting a strong vibe off of this one that says it's about you. That love for yourself, that partnership with yourself, where your heart and your mind is in unison with one another. Okay? You know, we all talk a lot about finding that soulmate, right? But what we don't talk about often enough is that you yourself are your own soulmate. Okay? Know yourself, love yourself, accept yourself, and be joyous in it. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at the sun shining. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for you. Okay. Now, I'm getting that someone here, at some point when they read this, I don't know when, But at some point, this is going to find someone who practices or is thinking about practicing or is capable of practicing the esoteric arts, such as tarot, crystal divination, reading the runes, pendulum, candle magic, whatever it is, okay? Someone here with the High Priestess is strong in it, is very capable of it, okay? One of the things that your intuition is telling you is that this path, whether you're fighting it or just starting out on it or even are advanced in it and having some doubts, it's telling you that this path is for you, okay? All right? That is beautiful. And if you need help, if you want, to learn about the cards or anything like that, there are so many knowledgeable readers out there who have how-to videos, who, if there's somebody local, will sit down and show you. There's a lot of really helpful books. And I mean, you can always reach out to me, okay? The Six of Pentacles talks about that bringing about not only materially stable, grounded energy. You will have enough for yourself as well as enough to share and be charitable, be giving, okay? But also here with doing esoteric work, make sure you are staying grounded, okay? Grounded energy, because when you do esoteric work, you are giving. You are giving and giving and giving, okay? Whether you do it for free or you get paid a little bit for it, you are giving of yourself. You are giving of your energy to do this, and that is exhausting and it does take a toll. So make sure that you are grounded, okay, as you give of yourself to others in this way. All right? Take care of yourself. Self-care is a very important part of esoteric work. Okay? And here is that warning with the Nine of Swords, okay? It is exceedingly important that you take care of yourself, because when you give in this way, when you have such a light, like I said, it can take a toll. It can be exhausting. It can be discouraging, especially when people aren't kind about it. And there are people who aren't kind about it, and it can hurt the heart. But like I said, know yourself so well that that does not break your foundation, okay? And don't give in to the doubts and the fears that all of us feel when we're getting into this work. We all worry about what people are going to think or say or do. We all worry and doubt about whether we're strong enough, about whether we're gifted enough or powerful enough or any of those things. And I'm here to tell you the answer to it is yes, you are. You are enough. Whatever the answer, you are enough. Okay? I'm getting here also that the sun is going to be important for you. Sunsets, sunrises, when you ground, utilizing the sun. There's this definite sun energy here, okay? And then we have the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is someone who knows their power. They have stepped into it and they are not afraid of it. They live in it. They're grounded in it. They know themselves and they know their abilities, okay? And this is you. This is your future, okay? The Emperor is also an Aries card, and it's coming through that someone here on the other side might possibly be Aries in their sun, moon, or rising, okay? But this is knowing yourself, and this is you. It's beautiful. I'm so happy for you to see you in your power like this. This is beautiful. This work, it has its ups and downs. It is not easy. It takes a lot from a person. Okay? So find those techniques that help you ground yourself, that help you stay firm in yourself. Okay? In that loving energy. Because when done in love, you are protected. All right? Okay. That being said, let's look at this blue rose quartz. All right, I usually pull oracles before I do the crystals, but today I'm being drawn in both of the readings I've done so far to do the crystals first. So that's what we're going to do. All right, with the blue rose quartz, this helps with love, acceptance, emotional healing, integrating the heart and the mind, spiritual connection, union, which we saw with that Two of Cups there, harmony, and it works with the heart chakra. Okay, now when it comes to heart chakra stones like this, you know, a lot of us will work because it's palm stone, you know, we hold it in our hand and things like that, right? But what I'm going to suggest to you as someone who I'm seeing, if you don't already, you will be practicing something within the esoteric arts here. It can be helpful to actually lay it over your heart chakra, okay? Like you're laying in bed and you're doing meditation, or you know, you're resting, okay? Especially after doing something like this or before doing it, laying there with it actually on the heart chakra, okay? And then if you're doing a reading, or if you're about to do a reading, especially for other people, you know, even through video like this, and forgive my bluntness here, but for those of you who have a bra, right, or a chest pocket or something, you know, you can just slide that in your chest pocket right there, or slide it into your bra in that center space right there, and that can help to not only keep your heart chakra aligned there, but, you know, heal and to protect as things come through, okay? And I do make that recommendation for practicing. Okay, let's look at the rainbow fluorite. And right off the bat, I already know that when my son was called to add this one, because I let him use his intuition to help me pick the crystals today, this deals with intuition already, so that was a pretty good call on his part. So rainbow fluorite helps with mental clarity, emotional healing, so both of these deal with that, spiritual balance. It stimulates the brain and focus. It aids in decision making. It absorbs negative energy. It aids with intuition. It can help to enhance joy and connection to your higher self. It aids in meditation, balancing your energy centers, personal growth, keeping a hopefulness in your heart, harmony, stability, peace, well-being, and it balances all of the chakras, okay? So rainbow fluorite is an important one to have in your space, especially if you're going to be working in this field. Okay, so let's pull for you a Moonology oracle today. And I'm seeing your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. Okay. And I did feel some doubts in here, and I did feel some conflicts in here in this beginning of the reading. So do not despair, do not discourage. Okay. When your commitment is being tested, you know what that means? It means there's something on the other side. That means there's something better on the other side. Okay? But there, you know, that stick-to-itivity, that will help you get through it. Have faith in your dreams. Okay? That waxing crescent moon, have faith in your dreams. Absolutely. And have faith in yourself. Do not forget that you are capable. Look at those butterflies. Look at the transformative energy of those butterflies there. Okay? And we have confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. That's the second fire sign energy I got here, with the Emperor being Aries and this one being Leo here. So someone here may be a fire sign. But confidence is your key to success. Okay? So have that stick-to-itivity, keep faith, and have that confidence. Okay? It is imperative. Do not let your past hold you back. South Node. Do not let your past hold you back. Let it go. Okay? Just let it go. All right. I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved, right? On this side and on the other. And you do have the strength it takes to get through this, okay? Listen to your intuition. Let it guide you. Release all that does not serve you and move forward with confidence and courage into this beautiful, beautiful future. All right? Love you. Take care of yourself. Bye. If you chose the Steampunk Tarot with pile number 3, the Tiffany stone, the thunder sodalite, and the jet crystal, then this is your reading. Now, how I do tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. Today, we are using the King of Wands to draw us into the question of, what is our intuition trying to tell us? Okay. And so often, when it comes to listening to our intuition, we are plagued with doubts about it, right? And a lot of that stems from doubting ourselves, doubting our own abilities, and that sort of thing, right? And one of the best ways to deal with doubt of oneself is to go within and identify why you are doubting. All right? And that requires shadow work. That requires going in and examining oneself and knowing oneself well enough to be able to identify and then release and let go of whatever blockage, that we might be having. Sometimes when it comes to intuition, we find it helpful to have a second opinion, right? And with the cards, that's a pretty common thing. You may have a thought and you're like, well, I'd kind of like some confirmation here. And you pull out your cards, and you do a reading. So what we're doing is we're going to try and get through any blockages. Sorry about the dogs. Get through any blockages we might be having about our intuition. All right? And for those that are needing a second opinion, we can offer that as well. All right? Let's see if we can get just a little bit more. Okay. All right. So we're already starting off pretty strong here with the, I'm going to set these down because that King of Swords is really calling to me, and we'll get more clarification if we need it, but we're starting off pretty strong here with someone who is pretty sure they know who they are pretty firm in knowing that and acknowledging that and accepting that. I'm getting here also the energy of an intellectual, an academic, someone who studies, so a teacher, a student, a scientist, a doctor. Getting some honestly, I'm actually getting a little bit of psychiatrist vibes as well here. A traveler, okay, a historian, an anthropologist, an archaeologist, a man of letters, a woman of letters, okay? That's the kind of energy that we're getting here. I'm also getting the energy of a veteran, okay? The sword there in the background, and just, this is someone who, someone at some point in the future that listens to this, there's going to be a veteran, a military veteran. Whether they were that in this life or a past life, I leave that up to them, but definitely a veteran is going to see this. 1, I wish to thank you for your service. 2, I'm getting something here, and forgive me, but there's some haunting and some demons, some PTSD perhaps that's coming through here, and that seems to be getting in the way of a blockage of sorts to the realization of all of your gifts, all of your abilities, maybe doubting your intuition due to a situation that might have gone wrong. I'm getting a leader of men here, someone who might have led a unit or platoon or something. And if that is the case, and PTSD is something that you are suffering from, please do get assistance, and know that you are loved and you are appreciated. Okay. I'm getting a lot of energies from this, so there's a wide range of people I'm getting that are going to see this particular one, and are going to be from a range of disciplines, careers, and that sort of thing. Yeah, a lot of strength here. A lot of strength. I'm also getting someone who may have seen some stuff, okay? Whether on this plane or another. Maybe sees things other people can't see, and that actually came through in another reading. Which one was that? That was reading number 1. If you feel drawn to reading number 1, that might be for you. Maybe. Reading number 2 had an esoteric feel to it as well. I'm seeing a crystal ball here. So if you were drawn to either one of those, you might want to seek them out and listen to them. If not, then don't worry about it. I'm also getting someone who's traveled, learned about many cultures and ways of doing things, may have learned about many ways of spirituality. Okay. There's a lot coming through with this card. I don't usually say for you to put too much in the comments, really, but this time I actually wouldn't mind if you don't mind sharing how this applies to you, okay? Because there's so many different energies coming through here that I almost feel like, depending on the situation, there may be more of a message for some of you. And if I see in the comments that there is one that I'm feeling that needs an extra message, I'll pull a card and send it to you, okay? But there's a lot going on with this one. There's actually been a lot going on with these readings from this one. That's just really, the power coming off of some of these readings was pretty intense from the get-go. So we'll see how that pans out. So with the Six of Wands, this is someone who is victorious, okay? So whatever difficulties that might be going on in this one, for that warrior energy, people who've seen things, and they have some PTSD or something like that going on, that might be getting in the way of their realization of their power or listening to their intuition. With this card following it, that absolutely shows me that you get it taken care of, okay? You have the power, you have the ability, you have the understanding, all right? This is one smart cookie. This is not someone who is unaware, okay? This is someone who's aware and is capable of taking action, all right? So, and then this shows me that you do. This shows me that you do take action, you are victorious, and you are able to wield your power and your intuition in a way that benefits you as well as others, okay? I'm also getting a message here about success. So there's spiritual success, but there's also physical, material success, okay? That laurel there, a victor. Really strong leadership energy coming through here. And then we have the Two of Cups. And this is a partnership, a union, a soulmate energy, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, okay, coming together to create something whole, right? And I'm getting a couple of messages here. One, a message is that some of you have a loving partner who is there for you and will help you as you go through any of these difficulties or situations in overcoming them, okay? Someone who will be there for you and already are for some of you. Some of you, this is yet to come, okay? This is someone that you will know is meant for you. There's not going to be a lot of doubt there, okay? This is someone who, it will be a meeting of the mind, the heart, and the soul. A true union of beautiful equals that truly love one another, okay? That protect one another. I mean, there's not much they wouldn't do for one another, you know. Yeah. Two parties that are intelligent, conscientious, hardworking, respect one another. Okay, there's definite respect here. That scientist vibe is coming through again as well there. Okay. And then we have the King of Wands, the very card that drew us into this reading. And here you're dealing with power, okay? You are dealing with a fire energy, so passion, energy, very energetic, okay, with the King of Wands. But it's a big one for intuition, listening to your intuition and following through with it, okay? And here in this card, there's almost a magician energy with this one, you know, where it's like, now you see me, now you don't, you know, behind the curtain, in front of the curtain sort of stuff going on here. And this one also has a dual message. This reading is really big on the dual messages here. For some of you, there is an energy of someone who has passed on, all right, who is not here on this physical plane anymore, all right. And there's a message here about returning. If you don't believe in reincarnation, you know, that's fine. Dismiss whatever I'm about to say. You know, all spiritual beliefs are respected here. However, if you do believe in it, I am getting a strong indication here that someone is returning, someone is coming back. You know, it's that whole vacated seat, fill the seat. Vacated seat, fill the seat. You know, the king is dead, long live the king sort of energy, right? It's a continuity of energy. But there's also something here about something that's not being seen. It is definitely there to be seen, but something is blocking it from being seen. And they're wanting, your intuition, the other side is wanting you to draw that curtain, okay? They're wanting you to look. They're wanting you to see what needs to be seen. Perhaps I'm getting that past life energy thing again here. It might behoove you to check your Akashic records to tap into your past lives. I'm also getting that some of you may have some sort of, there's that PTSD energy again here. There may be some past life baggage that might need to be dealt with, okay? And for anything like that, please do seek attention. Please do seek help, all right? Don't try to go it on your own. And for those of you that may be dealing with, you know, with past life energies in that situation, there are professionals in the medical sphere who do take that into account to the therapies, okay? So just do your research and find the one that suits you, okay? All right. there's a very strong masculine energy here. And while, you know, usually I say it could be either male or female, it doesn't really matter. In this case, it is very predominantly masculine energy with this card. So whoever's coming back, I'm getting male, like really heavy male there. Okay. The Five of Pentacles. There is something here, once again, about that seeing something that you need to see that you're not seeing. So here is a need, okay? In this particular case with Pentacles, that's material. So that's wealth, health, your household, that sort of thing, okay? The earth itself. So there's something here about either your finances, your household, or your health that you need to see and pay attention to. And with this, yes, they're out in the cold. Yes, they're scared and they're in need. But if they turn around and look behind them, this building here, which is, you know, usually a church or cathedral or something, but in this particular case, it has all the signs of the elements, okay, and then the pentagram there in the middle. Everything you need, all right? You just need to look. You need to open your eyes, whether that's your physical eyes or your spiritual eyes, okay, and look. Okay? For those of you where it's a health thing and you've been avoiding going to the doctor, go. Get your checkups, okay? All right. And then I've got the High Priestess here. So the High Priestess is another one that urges you to listen to your intuition, okay? It's also a card of the esoteric gifts, such as divination, through the cards or through crystals or the pendulum or the flame or whatever you're drawn to. It's about finding those answers that you seek. It's one about going within and finding, if you'll excuse my expression, the inner badass within, right? It's a very powerful, very strong energy when it comes to spirituality. It's about, you know, about knowing your own power and knowing how to use it. Now that being said, do so with love, okay? If you act with love, you will be protected. If you act outside of love, you know, there can be consequences. So make sure that any actions you take are in the energy of love, okay? Whether you're seeking answers from the other side or giving them, whatever it might be. And do so in a balanced nature, okay? You have the Two of Cups with that yin-yang energy, and then you have the light and the dark here with the High Priestess in the background. So balancing the light and the dark, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, she knows who she is, okay? She is grounded. She is abundant. She is wealthy. She is healthy. She knows who she is, and she's not afraid to show it, okay? This is balanced energy, but strong and powerful, grounded energy, all right? This is beauty. This is health. This is wealth. This is abundance. This is independence, freedom, okay? Definitely a know thyself energy here. And with the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, it also urges you to tap into your intellectual as well as your material. And then with the King of Wands as well as your spiritual here. There's, you know, and the Two of Cups, your heart is clearly already engaged here, or will be. But there is a, for those of you that had the money worries, I am seeing a union of thought and spirituality coming together to create material stability. Okay? So however that looks to you, whether it's something that's esoteric, whether that's something that's academic, scientific, service-oriented, definitely seeing you employing your intellect and your spirit to gain that financial stability, okay? And then the Seven of Swords, we definitely have a past life energy going on with this as well. So yeah, I would say look into your Akashic records, your past life, explore that. It'll help you to understand some more things about yourself and your purpose. But also, be wary of charlatans, people who would take advantage of you. Like I said, if you seek assistance in this way, make sure you do your research. Make sure you are choosing professionals who are properly credentialed and have good reviews. Okay? I'm also getting the secrets being revealed. So that thing you're not seeing, you will see it. Okay? You will see it. It will make you, the mist will clear and it will be made known to you and obvious to you. Okay? So just, protect yourself, take good care of yourself, listen to your intuition, and do not be a victim of your own doubts. Okay? All right. Now, usually I would draw Oracle at this juncture, but I've been drawn to doing the crystals first this time around in the readings. So that's what we're going to do. So the Tiffany stone that you selected with your reading here aids in guidance, spiritual connection, psychic abilities, communication, unconditional love, verbalizing hidden feelings. Sometimes we have a hard time saying how we really feel, and that's all it takes to unblock something. Okay? Do so in love. All right? And it works with the crown and higher crown chakras. Okay? So this stone alone taps into so many cards here within your reading. So this one is it seems like it's going to be a good and strong, important one for you guys. I'm sure you can get this other places. But I don't know. I've only ever seen it at a Thunder's Trove. That's where I got this one. It was a Thunder's Trove. And they're on TikTok and Instagram, I do believe. Okay? And then the Thunder Sodalite, I'm going to read to you about sodalite from A Beginner's Guide to Crystals by Lisa Butterworth. Okay, sodalite helps with, and then I'll show you, it can also look like this. I just happen to have a Tower of the Thunder sodalite. It seemed to be apropos, and then we got this Six of Wands card with the lightning, so it really fit in there. It works with perception, purifying, and awakening. It works with the third eye and throat chakras, common origins in Afghanistan, Canada, and the United States. Sodalite is a stone of awakening. It offers a true sense of grounding while also opening the third eye to insight from the divine. It inspires an honest and objective sense of self, allowing for personal growth and expansion. Sodalite also enhances a sense of order and practicality, promoting logic while clearing a path to enlightenment. This mineral is known as the Poet's Stone for its positive influence on the act of writing, inspiring creativity tempered with a balanced and truthful perspective. This deep blue mineral will cool fiery emotions and can reduce physical heating of the body, making it a favorite for treating fever. Sodalite occurs in the crystallization of sodium-rich molten rock, which inspires its name. To help with your personal growth, place sodalite on your third eye to clear the mind and raise your perception of self to a higher level. For your household energies, it can enhance the creativity of a space. So if you are a writer or an artist, a poet, this is a good one to have in your studio or workshop or study. And at work, it can help when working with others to create the sense of a common purpose. Okay? So that was a really good one. My son, he helped me pick out the crystals for this one using his intuition, and I think he did a great job. So far it's all been quite spot on with the readings. And then Jet, this little black guy, this little black stone here is just a cute, light little thing. But it's also a very powerful little thing. Jet helps to purify, dispel negative and unwanted energy. It also absorbs negative energy away from the body, attracts positive energy, aids in healing grief, helps you to understand your psychic abilities, helps with spiritual guidance, wards off the evil eye, and works with the root chakra. So that one will be really good to have in your space. In fact, carrying that around with you all the time would not go amiss. Okay, for this one, we are going to do a white light oracle using the Alana Fairchild guidebook. This helps give confirmations, affirmations, healing processes. I'm seeing that one. And that one. And that one. Okay. And I know this video is getting a bit long, but there was quite a bit to unpack here, so we'll just do what they're asking of us, okay? Number 21, Seraph of 963 Hertz. Archon of Barbello. That one came out in pile number 1 as well. Okay, so if you were drawn to pile number 1, I strongly suggest that you go and check that one out too, okay? All right, and then we have Shaktipat of Seahorse, number 31. All right, so we're just going to read these. Number 21. Seraph of 963 Hertz, so it might benefit you to listen to music at 963 Hertz. Practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within you. Pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. If you don't know what that is, you are guided to experiment and explore. Connecting to the joyful capacity of your heart will heal so much negativity and uncertainty. Let your heart relax. Allow the spiritual grace that wishes to reorder your life to manifest its miraculous magic. And we definitely saw some miraculous magic here in that Six of Wands energy, didn't we? Okay, there is a little affirmation healing process that you say to yourself with this one that says, "May I connect with my own depth, sincerity, and gratitude for life. May my heart and its depth of love, capacity for awe, and appreciation of mystery be empowered and protected by the light. May I fall in love with the true beauty of my sacred life path, from the universal heart to my heart, to the hearts of all beings. May spiritual love and blessings flourish." So once again, we have that call to love here. Okay, number 10. Sorry about the dogs. We have a dog that's a guard dog, and he barks at a lot of things. Okay, number 10, Archon of Barbello. Your biology and gender are creative and powerful means for you to express your soul path. Sometimes you may feel limited by gender constraints or stereotypes, but your spirit can never be restricted or controlled. Embrace the journey of what it feels like to be you in your own body. There is much benefit and healing to be gained through an embrace of your life journey, including the deeper experience of the absolute freedom of your spirit. Okay? And with this card, this really has that angel, goddess, divine mother, sacred space, mysterious, powerful energy going on with it, okay? Very strongly. Another message I'm getting here, and if it doesn't apply to you, leave it behind, and forgive me if you know it disagrees in any sort of way. But I am getting a message here, and I will deliver it to you. This won't be for everyone. Sometimes when we have past life baggage, trauma from past life, sometimes we just don't want to let something go from a past life. It can cause confusion in this one. And one of those things that it can cause confusion in is gender in some cases. You know, you may have been a man or a woman in a previous life, and that life really, really stuck with you. And it's been difficult to let that go and transition into this life, okay? So, you know, that call to not allow gender to block you, to keep you from doing what you were meant to do or what you want to do, okay? Don't let that idea hold you back, okay? And don't let your past hold you back either, okay? Leave it behind, release it and let go, and live this life, okay? This is the one you're meant to be living now, all right? So we're going to go with the invocation with this one as well. I call upon the luminous wisdom, grace, and love of our spiritual mother and spiritual father, united in the light of Archon Barbello. I accept the gift of this body, mind, and soul. For the spiritual benefit of all beings, I ask for healing, protection, and guidance. May all beings recognize their true spiritual nature and find happiness and freedom through their authentic spiritual journey. Okay? And then lastly, we have Shaktipat of Seahorse. As you embrace your inner essence, you will be at peace with who you are, including your vulnerability, and no longer see the need to conform to social ideals which have no true resonance for your heart. You are encouraged to trust your intuitive recognition of which environments and relationships harmonize well with you, supporting your spiritual growth and well-being on all levels. You have the innate capacity to manifest. Relax, and you shall attract all you need. Okay? And that's important. When it comes to manifestation, we have to release and let go. Once we have put that energy out there to draw it to us, you know, we have to relax and let it come. Okay, and then here is another little thing that you can say to yourself that goes with this one, okay? I trust in the uniqueness, sacred beauty, higher purpose, and perfect inner potential that I am. I surrender into the unconditionally loving acceptance that Spirit has for me. And heed the encouragement to be my true self. All right? Be my true self. That's important. I do not need to adapt, compromise, or alter myself to be like anyone else. My true nature is divinely designed, and I seek to cast off ego concepts like tattered old clothes, standing peaceful, luminous, and unshackled in my own true nature. From that place of truth, I feel connected to my heart. I can easily attract all I desire from this place of authenticity and integrity. May all beings know such peace, comfort, and love. This has been an amazingly powerful reading. The readings this sitting have just been so powerful. I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so, if you would. Remember, you are beautiful. Okay? It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. You are beautiful. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise, including yourself. Right? You are loved beyond all comprehension and measure. That came through very clearly here. Right? And you do have the strength to do what it takes to heal any of those wounds and to move forward into that confident, stable, beautiful future that is meant for you. All right? Just remember, don't get bogged down in that doubt. All right? Live true and be yourself. Love you. Bye. If you chose pile number 4 with the Rider Tarot, the Septarian Palm Stone, and the green aventurine dragon, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. Now, we're using the King of Wands to ask the question, what is my intuition telling me? And oftentimes when it comes to intuition, we don't tend to trust ourselves. We tend to doubt whether or not it's real, whether or not we know, what we're supposed to do. Is this the right thing? Is that the right thing? And a lot of that stems from our internal space. We have to go in and we have to identify what it is that causes that doubt within ourselves, and then release it and let it go. Moving on from that which causes the blockage. Other times we just need, a second opinion. Someone to say, yeah, I'm getting that too, just so that we feel a little more at peace about it, right? And so whether you are here to, help with removal of that blockage, or whether you're here to just get a second opinion, we will see what we can do. All right? So, first off, we have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands deals with conflict, right? But the key important thing here is it is a conflict that you can and will be victorious over. All right? So whether this is an internal conflict, like of the mind, or a spiritual conflict, a conflict of the heart, any of those things. With wands, it can tend to be spiritual in nature. But wands are also about power. So there could be a conflict within your physical sphere that is like a power struggle, right? Or you could literally be about to go to battle, like if you're, a warrior, a soldier of some kind, right? I'm also getting like corporate raider, boardroom type, a battle of minds and words and wit, and will, that sort of thing. Okay, so there's an energy here that whatever conflict you're going through or about to go into, you will be victorious. Okay, all right. And then that's the first thing your intuition is wanting to tell you. Trust in yourself, trust in your abilities. You will be victorious, okay? You will beat this issue, whatever it is. The Lovers, and I got to cover their private areas for social media here, but the Lovers, yes, is about love, but it's also about choices, okay? All right? And in this particular case, I'm definitely getting a choices vibe here, all right? When it comes to intuition, you have to choose to listen to it. You have to choose whether to believe it or trust it or not, right? And specifically when it comes to divine intuition, the divine, the spirits, the ancestors, and divine telling you something through your intuition, okay? It is a choice that needs to be made, okay? Also, I'm getting a message here about, for those of you with a spiritual conflict, I'm getting like some Garden of Eden vibes, you know. I'm getting someone raised within an Abrahamic faith, whether that's, you know, Judaism or Islam or Christianity. And that part of your conflict and struggle is about that. And they're just wanting to say, listen to your intuition. Let that guide you to the truth. All right? Light will be shed. The truth will be revealed. And you can trust in your intuition to guide you to the truth you need to hear and know. Okay? All right. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is an energy of protecting what you have. Okay? It's an energy of like a bank, a savings account. It's also an energy of, it can be miserly in its nature, you know, not sharing with others. It can be a fear of spending so that you might not have it later. You know, there's a lot of things that go with this. There's also, however, an energy here that can be suggested with you are well grounded in an earth energy, and you know, material gains flow to you. You know, you're pretty firm in your material. You know, that's not the help that you need. So it can represent that as well. I'm getting a message here for someone. Do not let your money define you. Your wealth is not what defines you, or your lack thereof. Okay? That is not what defines you. Not at all. That can be a useful tool. It can be a useful byproduct of the gifts that you possess. But it is not the defining feature. Okay? So whether you have wealth or you don't, neither state defines you. Okay? There's more there. That businessman energy is coming through here and again. Yeah. There's more there. If someone here has been working towards something but has not yet achieved that financial stability and success that their business needs, I am getting that is going to come. Okay? All right. Now, the Knight of Wands is about taking action on your intuition. Okay? You get a message, say you acknowledge it, you accept it. The next step is to take action on it, right? Okay, so say your intuition tells you that the job you've applied for isn't the one for you, but you force yourself to go through it all anyway because you're feeling desperate about money. Okay, but every block along the way is like, no, this isn't for you. This isn't for you. You know, you may have technology glitches as you're trying to apply for the job or follow through with the job. You know, you may have, you know, you get the contract and you look at it and you're like, okay, this doesn't seem quite right. You know, you need to listen to your intuition on that, okay, and take action to avoid the dangers that your intuition is trying to tell you are there, okay. Sometimes your intuition can tell you that you should take action or shouldn't take action on a particular love interest, right? Wands are very much about passion and fire. You know, listen to your intuition, okay? Don't force something that's not meant for you, but also have the courage to go forward and take action on that which is meant for you, okay? So like, for example, if there's a business deal that your intuition is telling you that you need to take, you're struggling with having the courage, right? The Knight of Wands is very much about having that courage, having that passion to take the action, okay? Also, I'm getting some Leo vibes from this card, so someone here might be a Leo. There's little salamanders on his cloak. They're not lions, but for whatever reason, I am getting a strong Leo vibe there. It actually may be a Leo card. I don't remember at the moment. Okay. Definite taking action there. I'm also getting a Pyramids of Giza kind of vibe, or someone that has been there, is planning a trip there, or perhaps some sort of past life energy going on there. I'm not sure. Take how it resonates, ignore it if it doesn't. And then we have the Judgment card, okay? And with the Judgment card, we are dealing with karma, okay? Now, in this card, we have what's called the Last Judgment, which you see within Abrahamic religions like Christianity, okay? And while some may take it that way, okay, you're accountable for your actions, right, is the general theme here. You're accountable for your actions. So whether it's you believe in the Last Judgment, or whether you believe in karma, or whatever you want to call it, our actions do have consequences, whether in this life or later, depending on your belief system. Okay? But also, this is a card of achievement, right? If you've put in the work, if you've done the good work, you will get results. You will have rewards. There will be achievement, right? Whether that's being heralded for your good work, whether that's getting to travel because you have the money to do so, whether that's spending more time with your family, whatever it is, that is your golden standard of achievement, okay? That's what this card can represent. And we have the Ace of Cups, which is such a beautiful, emotional new beginning, okay? This is love. This is overflowing emotional abundance. Now, with overflowing emotional abundance, it's not relegated to, to just one or two of the most positive emotions. I mean, when you have emotional abundance, it means you're going to feel a lot of different kinds of emotions, right? But this is a very positive card in that regard. It means emotional growth. It means, moving forward. And you see these lotuses here. That also means spiritually, right? And then you have the air element with the bird here. So not only are you having emotional growth and abundance with a new beginning, but that causes growth in the way we think. It causes growth in our spiritual being, right? So just beautiful, overflowing energy. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is a very celebratory energy, okay? This is weddings, this is graduations, this is celebrations, this is housewarmings, this is partnerships. This is just, if you have something to celebrate, that's this card, right? This is, you've done it. You've done it. And there's much to rejoice about. It also can be like you're going to get together with family and have a celebration, so for holiday or something like that. We had this, the time I'm doing this is towards the beginning of September. We just had Labor Day. Some people get together and do that. I know my family had a beautiful celebration for that every year. At the beginning of August, we had Lammas or Lunasad, depending on, what you celebrate. And, next month in October, we're going to have Halloween, and November, we're going to have Thanksgiving, and December, we're going to have Christmas, Yule, those sorts of things. So there is a call here to not lose yourself in these business pursuits, the material things of the world, and that sort of thing. But remember the family too, the household, the reunions, the get-togethers, the celebrations. Make sure you are celebrating these achievements in your life with the people you love. Make sure you're including them, not excluding them. Okay? Build your castle on a foundation of love, and it won't falter. All right? The High Priestess is another card that urges you to listen to your intuition. Okay? It urges you to find spiritual balance within yourself, balance of the light and of the dark. Okay? I'm also getting a fertility, abundance vibe from this particular one, with the fruit in the background there. We also have another reference to the Abrahamic religions here with the Torah, with Judaism and the cross for Christianity, and the moon for Islam. So someone here listening may be of those faiths, one of those faiths, or maybe exploring their options in the spiritual realm. Once again, listen to your intuition. I am getting a message here about someone maybe thinking about converting so that they can marry the person they love. Yeah, that is definitely coming through. That won't be for everybody, but someone here is getting married and is thinking about converting to a different faith than the one they were raised in. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your heart. Do what is right for you. Okay? If they love you as they are supposed to, and you love them as you are supposed to, and this is truly a union that is meant to happen, then find that balance and learn to accept each other with those differences, okay? There should never be any force in conversion, ever, all right? History is full of force when it comes to conversion. But it has to be from the heart, right? It needs to be meant and felt from the heart, okay? So if your intuition is telling you that that is the way to go, follow your intuition, follow your heart, okay? If it's telling you that it's not, then it's time to sit down and have a balanced conversation on the subject, okay? All right. The Page of Pentacles is about a new material beginning, so that's health, wealth, household. Honestly, I'm kind of getting new baby vibes, new child vibes, like somebody is gaining a stepchild or going to have a child. So that's coming through here too, which is interesting. I don't usually get that with this card, so take that how it resonates. I'm also getting an orchard vibe from this one, even though it's not really an orchard here, but there's, I don't know, maybe there is. I'm seeing orchard and farming, agricultural things. So someone here, maybe a farmer, maybe going to have a homestead, may have a booth at the farmer's market, maybe getting into something agricultural or food related in their business. A new baby may, in as a person, or it could be, your baby as a business, right? But there's something here about doing what you love, even if that means learning a new way of living and making a living, okay? And whether it is a child that's coming into your life, or a business opportunity, or a piece of ground that you're purchasing, any of those things, it's going to bring about change, okay? Now, the death card for a lot of people when they get it can be really scary, but death very seldom ever actually means death in the tarot, okay? It just means a complete change of something, right? So, for example, if you are the individual I'm picking up here that is converting, that conversion brings about a complete spiritual change, right? If you're starting a new business, that can bring about a complete material change, right? If you are getting married, if you're falling in love, if you're doing shadow work and working on your internal space, that can bring about a complete emotional or spiritual change as well. Okay? I'm not getting any sort of big negative energy from this card today. I'm not. I'm just getting a sense of complete change with a strong spiritual and physical element in family and spirituality and that sort of thing, okay? While following your intuition, there is a warning. Do not allow yourself to deceive yourself, okay? We may want something desperately, but that does not mean that it is our intuition telling us to do it, okay? One of the things that's important with intuition is learning the difference between your own desires and that which your intuition is telling you is best for you, okay? Also, I'm getting the message, do not allow yourself to be deceived by others. Do not allow yourself to fall prey or be victim to the malevolence or deceit or lies of others, okay? Think before you act is a strong message with this card, the Seven of Swords, okay? Make your decisions grounded in logic and intellect, but with the heart, all things with the heart, okay? All right. But make sure you've done your research, you know what you're getting into, whether it's a conversion, whether it's a business, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a family, whatever it is, do your research, okay? Know what you're getting into, right? And when doing that, you have the Empress. Look at that beautifully abundant, fertile energy. This is the all-mother, feminine, creative, primordial energy of all things, right? This is love. This is compassion. This is being reborn. This is giving birth. This is planting a seed and seeing it grow into that field of grain. The orchard, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, this is that fruition. This is beautiful abundance in all its glory, okay? And it's the feminine divine energy. This is what happens when you listen to your intuition and you follow the right path, okay? So whether that's business, baby, I'm getting that farming land energy again here, okay? You are the king or queen of your own castle, but make sure it's grounded in love, all right? That fertile, abundant energy of love, the kind of love that a mother gives her child, all right? That is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it comes in here under the High Priestess, so very strong feminine energies here. Doesn't matter whether you're male or female, but a very strong feminine presence here. Okay, we are going to look at your crystals. Usually I would draw Oracle next, but I've been called on this round of readings to do the crystals first. So we're going to talk about the septarian palm stone here. Septarian aids in grounding. It is supportive. Okay, so when you're dealing with anything new, having that supportive energy is very helpful. It is beneficial for enhancing communication. If you're going to go into a boardroom and have a meeting, slip some of this in your pocket. It helps with stability. Some people believe it helps with pain relief, okay, and healing and sleep. As I always say, make sure you seek the aid of medical professional if you need help in those areas. But sleeping with this energy can be beneficial. This works with the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. Okay? And it is just such an interesting stone. All right. And then we will be looking at the green aventurine, okay? And this dragon energy definitely speaks of protection, right? It speaks of abundance. It speaks of power, It's okay, you know, to be a beast in that boardroom as long as you're doing it with love, right? You know, do what you got to do. Step into your power, but do so in love. Okay, green aventurine, opportunity, comfort, abundance. It works with the higher heart and heart chakras, and it is most commonly found in India. Green aventurine is a good luck stone. It attracts opportunity and can skew the odds in your favor. Green aventurine will make you want to leave things to chance. It has major manifestation power and can attract abundance, money, and success. Green aventurine is uplifting and energizing. It creates an overall sense of well-being. It shields your heart from negative energy and protects you from relationships, whether a partner, friend, or acquaintance, that take more than they give. This stone also fosters an appreciation of nature and has a loving connection to the earth. It is an all-around healing mineral, bringing all systems of the body into harmony. Healers also recommend it for assuaging nausea. Aventurine is a form of quartz with reflective inclusions, often mica. The green hue is caused by fuscite and a chromium-rich mica in the quartz. For personal use, place on the heart chakra to clear blocked energy and soothe emotional wounds. In the home, it can bring a feeling of cheerfulness to a space and enhance the energy of possibility. And at work, it can inspire self-confidence, enhance leadership, and attract promotion. So whether you are in the boardroom, whether you are out in the fields working on your farm, whatever it is that you do that brings about your income, okay? Carrying this around with you in your pocket as a bracelet, a necklace, whatever it may be, green aventurine, and I have seen this work firsthand, okay? I've seen it work very close and personal with someone I know, and it is palpable. I mean, the energy of this, when worn or carried on you long term, has some really strong, interesting effects on your material world and your luck, if you believe in such things. Okay? Okay, so let us draw you an oracle card. Let's see. I'm kind of drawn to more than one thing here, so let's see what we need to do. I know this is getting a bit long, so I'll try and speed this up here. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is you're working through, whatever it is you're working towards, a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Okay, just keep that balance, all right? A win-win outcome is forecast. Oh my goodness, that is so exciting. That is so exciting. And I'm being drawn to use the crystal deck here for another one for you. Amber, luck, courage, and self-confidence. So that is the second one that deals with those particular things. So the amber card. And this is the Seven of Cups, okay? The Seven of Hearts represents the Seven of Cups. So I'm getting a message with that about believing in yourself and working on your emotional space, okay? All right? Making sure you're listening to your true needs emotionally, okay? All right, but that luck, courage, and self-confidence came out here more than once. So an amber is a beautiful sun energy, and we saw that here with the Lovers as well. That is great. Okay, I will quickly wrap up with a white light oracle. You guys got all three of my oracles here. I don't think I've ever done that for a reading other than personal ones that I do over on Etsy. Okay, so we've got Shikana, number 6. If you are interested in a personal reading, it's fairladyofthelock.etsy.com, and I do tarot, oracle, rune, and crystal energy consultation. I can do a plant energy consultation if requested. Okay, the spiritual worlds want to help you resolve your worldly concerns. That is fantastic. It is safe for you to rely on spirit as a loving, protective, helpful, and practical presence able to positively affect all areas of your life, including facilitating the resolution of physical problems. Do not limit your spirituality to concepts. Instead, apply your higher knowledge and principles, grow your wisdom, and live your path. Acknowledge your value as a person, as a soul. Treasure the gift of your path, and let your spirituality integrate with all facets of your life. That is a beautiful, beautiful message. That is just beautiful. Okay, I'm going to read you the, it's like a little affirmation sort of thing, like a prayer or that you can say to yourself. I call upon Shekinah, sacred feminine presence of the divine spirit within my heart and within all hearts. Okay, and we had that really strong feminine divine energy here. Awaken, divine sister, we need you. To you I surrender all concerns in need of a higher solution. I trust that the healing capabilities of the spirit are far greater than the depressing scenarios generated by fearful, wounded ego. I invite your sacred presence, protection, grace, blessing, and peace to restore me to my authentic path, to correct all issues in my life that have become tainted or confused by ego, and ensure my soul's spiritual fulfillment for the benefit of all beings. Thank you for your love and presence with me always. All right. And it suggests that you imagine and feel a beautiful white light from your heart that radiates out like a beautiful sun all around you. So once again, we have that beautiful sun energy. All right. I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so, if you would. Remember, you are beautiful, okay? Masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. You are beautiful. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise, including yourself, okay? You are loved more than you can ever imagine. And you are strong enough. You have enough courage. You are brave enough, okay, to do whatever it is that you need to do, all right? Whether that's on the material end, the spiritual end, the intellectual end, or the emotional end, whatever end it is that you wish to achieve, okay, you are strong enough. Go forth with courage and do what is meant for you. Follow that path, all right? Love you. Bye.